We didn't even go down the ramp of like crackers or
Yeah,
that sort of thing.
that's
Or
true.
you and the, what is it, the crackers and the peanut butter? Is that it? Is that?
No, I like bread with peanut butter. And you
Bread
know
with
what I
peanut
think it is? If any of you can relate to me, like when I was in grade school, when they would serve chili in the school cafeteria, they would serve chili with a side of peanut butter bread. And I don't know, it just became a thing to me, and now I love it.
Okay.
So there we go.
All right. Tim, did you bring any peanut butter?
I didn't.
Okay. That's fine.
I do feel the same way. It's the school thing.
It
Back when
is,
kids could have
right?
peanut butter
That
at
wasn't
school.
at my school, but I'm not judging. I'm just saying I'm all for that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good though. I like it.
My dad puts enough crackers in his chili that you can invert the bowl.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like
Some
it
people
just becomes this thick.
really like
yeah.
to do that. You know, and we were talking about cars. So, and being excited about cars. I and Teresa and I, just purchased a new car. We're getting a new van. That's
Okay.
right. We have a 12-passenger Ford Transit. And normally people buy, and ours is only 4 years old, our old one.
Right.
Normally people buy a 12-passenger van, they just keep it till their kids are grown.
Right.
We were going to do that, but the new Transits are all-wheel drive. So
Oh, sure.
we had to do
You
it.
never know when winter's gonna
So I'm very excited about a 12-passenger van.
I saw a bumper sticker the other day that says, "I am never going to drive a minivan." Signed, minivan mom, and it was on a minivan.
Do you know the worst is afterwards? I started talking to Teresa, and I was like, one of the guys I work with does striping, web effects.
yeah.
He does striping on the fire trucks and stuff. And I was like, you know, I could have got a black one and we could have striped it like the A-Team. Put a spoiler. She's like, I wouldn't have cared. I was like, what? You tell me now.
If you have to drive a Transit, no offense, it's
I should have gone.
It's a tool. It's a useful tool. So.
Yes, but I am going to get some striping on it from Webb. I'm going to get a Griffin on it, maybe.
Okay.
Something fun. Anyways, now to the ribs. These are really super easy ribs. Tony Baskerville, one of the guys at the Firehouse, is kind of where I got the recipe, and we do it a lot. So simple. It's easy. It's not, you know, if you don't have a grill, you don't have a smoker, it's a great, easy way to do it. So I'm going to make the rub first. So this is just, the start is half cup of brown sugar.
And ribs can also be very polarizing for people. So if this is not the way you do ribs, fine. It's fine.
I was
okay?
going to say,
we're just doing
if
this
I was
for
doing
chili.
a rib competition, I would lose because they come right off the bone.
Right.
And you're supposed to bite it. It's supposed to be there. I like them coming right off the bone. I don't like.
Yep.
I don't have to work. So next, 2 tablespoons of.
Well, that's what Scott
Ground
Sanders said about
chili.
chili. You don't want to work. It's a passive dish. It shouldn't be something that's laborious.
Whoops! I forgot my garlic down here. So that was a tablespoon of onion powder, and then 2 tablespoons garlic, ground garlic, and of course Hungarian paprika.
Of course.
Oh, I can't get my lid off. There we go. So 2 tablespoons Hungarian paprika. And I actually did sort of measure on this one. A tablespoon of black pepper. And then it's 2 teaspoons ground cumin. And that's semi-measured. And then a tablespoon of ground mustard. So, and then we'll just add for a little kick, a little bit of chipotle powder. I think I had a teaspoon on there. And a little bit of cayenne pepper. And a little bit of Lowry's seasoning salt.
All right. Some zip.
So we get that all mixed up. And I didn't grab a fork to stir this with. Fork works really well to get this all mixed up together. So we'll get that all mixed up there. And next, what I like to do, just for a little good measure, I like to add a little more Hungarian paprika to these ribs. So we've got our ribs right here. I pat them dry with a paper towel. So we dip that. And then I normally like to add a little bit extra garlic just to the ribs. I don't know if it makes a difference, but in my mind it does.
Hey, if it makes you feel better.
So then we'll put that on there. And now, plastic glove up here. I know one of your favorite kitchen tools right here, plastic gloves. But so.
It was Disney Day last week during Spirit Week, but we could only find one of the oversized Mickey Mouse hands. So I sent my son to school. He looked like he'd been stung by something just on the one hand.
That's awesome. So then, both sides. So we'll flip this over.
Yep.
Take our rib rub and get a nice rub on this. And I really coat them. I like to coat them.
Sure.
This is a dry rub. I like it really coated. And then something, let's get the sides with all the leftover that dropped off in the mess I made. And Then what I do is I take a little bit, and I don't think I put this in the recipe that I sent to Janine, the producer. I take a little bit of Worcestershire.
Oh, all right.
And
So it's gonna.
I just coat the bottom, just a little bit. Then I cut those. Find where my bone is. There we go. And I cut those, maybe, and then I'll place them right in my Pyrex. I'll put them in the oven at about 240 for 3 hours, and then down to 225
And your house
for the next
will smell
several
great.
hours. And then we'll pull these out, the finished product here. Hopefully, don't burn my hand. So we'll get those.
Oh boy.
And they're good to go. And so literally, we can just,
Yeah.
so you can just pull these right off. And
Utensils optional.
yeah, and in the next segment, that's what we're going to make the chili. And it's best, once you finish, to take your leftover rib meat and just peel them off right then instead of doing it like the next day once they get cold.
Right.
It's much easier. You just peel it
Peel
off
it right here, yeah.
and then have it sitting there ready to go for your
Ready to
chili
go.
the next day.
Oh my gosh.
And so
That is
that's it.
amazing looking. All right, you just keep doing that. Yeah, what's with the measuring?
You know, I thought I should measure.
Why now?
Well, for the rub.
Okay. All right.
For the rub, it needed to be a little more
A
accurate.
little more, yeah, sure, exactly. You don't want to ballpark certain spices.
But that's it.
All right.
Super simple, tender.
Leave some for the chili, please.
I have
There's
an
plenty, yeah.
entire- Oh, yeah.
I know.
I have
when you-
several
when you-
racks of
your
rib-
recipes, yeah,
My
exactly.
grandmother would not allow me to not come with enough food. Like, it's instilled in my genetics.
He cooks for a squad, and that has nothing to do with his job. That's just the family.
Exactly.
All right, we have the recipe, measurements, and everything on our website. Chili's coming up with that. Amber?
I'm just impressed in how well he said Worcestershire.
Yeah, that's,
Worcestershire.
you can go to the
That's
Looney
a
Tunes
tough
version
one.
on that quick.
You're like,